Hello there, and welcome to day 2 of our fully digital finance conference, DigiFin 2021, live from Berlin, from the Bitkom headquarters and the Bitkom studio there. I'm Monica Jones, and I'm very happy to be back on day 2 and to guide you through the program. And for all of you who are only joining us now, let me just say a thing or two about our platform, Swapcard, of course. Obviously, you found it already, else you would not be able to watch this now on the live stream. But you can do so much more, of course. While you watch the live stream, you can check out the community, you can check out who is there, you can make contact with them, you can also take notes. There's a button, My Own Agenda or My Agenda, so you can keep track of everything. If you want to have a really good overview of what this whole day 2 is all about, the kind of program, the kind of speakers, and the kind of topics, then you just click on program and you have everything there. So there's a lot for you to explore, and I can only encourage you to do so while keeping an eye on the live stream, of course, because here, this is where it's all happening. And if you only join us now, then let me just also bring you up to speed, because we already had day 1. And that was yesterday, and that was jam-packed with content and really high-level speakers. We had the European Commissioner for Economy, Paolo Gentiloni, who was really emphasizing the importance, the role that the digital financial sector is playing for the future of Europe. So that was very encouraging to listen to him. And we also looked at the weaknesses as well as the opportunities of a European digital market. We also touched upon quite deeply, actually, on the topic of sustainability, which is one of the key buzzwords around everywhere, and sustainable banking. And while there are some tricky corners there, there is great opportunity, because as we all know, most customers are nowadays much more aware about the environment, about climate, and they're really into sustainable banking products. So there's great opportunity. And this is really just scratching the surface of everything that's been said yesterday. The good thing is that you can basically review everything, because this is a live stream, but it's also all been recorded, so it's available as video on demand, so you can catch up. But you do that after today, because we have a full program for today as well. But before we get there, I would like to bring in the organizers of this conference, Kevin and Fabian, who should be there. Oh, you look very comfy where you are. I mean, I have a nice living room here, but so do you. Hello. So how are you today? Tell me, what were your key takeaways from day 1?
Well, hi, Monica. It's great to be back again after, I think, a very exciting day 1 for us here at Bitkom, at our digital living room, talking about digital finance. I think you quite summarized it quite good with the long-standing themes we were talking about yesterday. Probably what was most interesting for me, or the biggest takeaway yesterday, how aligned our pretty much very diverse ecosystem in the finance industry seems to be on the long-term issues such as sustainability, such as digital sovereignty, and the potential, of bringing forward European champions in that regard. So for me, and I guess also for Fabian, who are working at Bitkom, it's a great party for us to see how the ecosystem is thriving and developing ever more so. That said, maybe Fabian, what do you think? What are the key underlying drivers of innovation?
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I think we heard a very interesting panel about platform economy, and I think our conclusion was that the platform economy has just started, so there's so much more to come. We realized that the value chain of insurers and banks is just breaking up, and we see so much cooperations between incumbents, between startups, and also non-financial players. So we talked a lot about embedded finance and embedded insurance. So yeah, that was very interesting from my side. And I think there were like 2 things at the core of almost every discussion. And I think the first one was that the whole financial industry, I would say, has really improved on customer centricity. And I think no bank and no insurer cannot be really have a closer look at the customer and I think every bank and every insurer really has to understand their customers. And I think the second thing, we observed like all the time, was that at the end, tech, I would say tech is king, and tech is the enabler for almost every development we have observed at day one.
Cool.
Well, I can only agree, Fabian. I think tech actually is king, and we see how it's getting ever more so important those days. But probably I think more interesting for our viewers is not what we think about the conference, but actually we would like to have a look what our, how we like to call it, DigiFin 21 family is thinking about our event. Yeah, Fabian, as I know you scanned social media quite heavily yesterday. Here we put something together. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think there was so much noise on social media, and so just follow the hashtag DigiFin21. And for example, there were some posts by Lea and Caro who were part of the open banking, open finance panel. And I think that was very interesting one, because they really dig deeper into regulation, but also into new business models. So I think that was one of my highlights. So thanks Lea and Caro for your posts on LinkedIn. And also thanks to Lucas from Allianz, who said that there were so many interesting insights. So yeah, thanks everyone. And what were your highlights on social media, Kevin?
Well, I think we also saw on different posts that really also the companies we had present yesterday. So I think one key driver is, as we for instance see with Elinvar, who were in a pretty interesting panel yesterday on X, or everything as a service, how important specialization in the field of finance becomes. So I think this is really a key driver of furthering our ecosystem. Same goes for Besurance, and I'm also very happy to see a colleague on this board. Patrick Hansen from our blockchain department, who maybe this is a trigger for what's to come for today, will also moderate 2 panels. So I'm super happy to kick this day off full of payments, full of blockchain. Fabian, I think we have also something on VC. So definitely we think it's worth your time tuning in today.
Well, thank you for giving us this sort of complete sort of whirlwind tour through yesterday and what happened on social media. We've got 90 seconds, just very briefly, one each. If you could pick one session today, Kevin, Fabian, which is the one that we should look out for most?
I'm really looking forward to the fireside chat with Jörg Cookies and Ramin Niroman from Finley. I think that's my personal highlight.
And you, Kevin?
Well, it's definitely hard to pick, and I will try a trick here. So I'm really looking forward to the keynote we are just about to hear from Burkhard Bartz, but also at the very end. So make sure to stay in for the entire time. We're gonna have a get started startup pitch, and I think it's always important for us to see who are the next big players on the horizon. This is really something I'm looking forward to.
Well played, Kevin. Keeping them glued to the screen from beginning to end. That's the way to do it.